Hi, I'm Matt.
Hey there, I'm Bianca.
And in this episode, we're going to be answering the question, are swingers human sex toys?
So stay tuned.
So the short answer is yes. Just yes.
Okay.
That was easy.
Well, we're done.
Shortest video ever. So we were at a party here at Sapphire just a couple weeks ago, and we were having a conversation with a couple that had been in the lifestyle for a while, and a brand new couple who actually we could get into also. They have a no kissing rule, which is an interesting one to begin with, but that's oftentimes the case with new couples before they kind of get into things. But the couple that had been in the lifestyle for a while actually was trying to explain to the new couple how all of this works. And we have always kind of used the analogy that swinging is like a hobby. It's a hobby. It's
we don't play tennis, we fuck people.
That's right, and lots more balls. And that's always what we've said to people is, you know, it's a hobby. We love to do it. We have friends that we hang out with. We have friends that well, like with tennis, that are better than us, that might teach us some things. And that's how we've always described it. And she had actually said that swingers are like human sex toys. And when I thought about that, I'm like, yeah, that is actually a really good way to describe it.
Maybe.
Well, what do you think?
I don't know. I don't know that I feel like I would want to be felt... I feel like when you say that it's a sex toy, that you're looking at a person as a sex toy, you're taking like the personality, and maybe this is because, and sorry, my brain is just going as we're saying this, as I'm talking, but you are very different than I am when we are playing with a couple. Okay. In that I always want to go a little bit slower. I want to get to know the person better and that kind of stuff. Whereas you would just be like, hi, my name is Matt, let's go fuck. Right. So maybe that's why for you, you're like, yeah, treat me like a sex toy. But for me, I wouldn't want to be treated like that. Not that I need to be wined and dined, but if someone were to make me feel like a human sex toy, I don't know how much I would get out of that interaction, how much I would enjoy that.
I absolutely understand what you're saying. I don't think treating someone like an object is the same thing. What you're describing is actually treating someone like an object. Like I'm just lie down, I'm going to have sex with you. That takes the humanity out of it all, and honestly, probably the fun. But
isn't that kind of what a sex toy is?
I don't know. You seem to like your sex toys. Your sex toys have names, so you give them humanity. So you anthropomorphize your magic wands and things.
I think it's different when it's a person. I think thinking of your partner as a sex toy is kind of like it just takes the humanity out of it. I'm
okay. Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying do that. I'm not saying put a bag over your head and this guy's just a penis. Right. I'm not talking about that at all. I'm talking about the fact that in the same vein as when we've said things like, for example, you, Bianca, gorgeous blonde, buxom beauty that you are not a 6.5 foot tall redhead, and you never will be. That I'm aware. I don't think. I mean, the future's coming, but I doubt it. And so, if I want to have sex with a 6.5 foot tall redhead, I can do that in the lifestyle. Okay. Right? You with me so far?
Yes.
Okay. So, in that same vein, then you can look at it like as a sex toy that way. It's like I've never played with a 6.5 foot redhead. That would be my sex toy goal for the evening. Does that make sense? No?
I mean, I don't know. I just feel like for me, I want more than that.
What do you want? What's more? I mean, that's the thing is you're playing with lots of different types of people.
Yeah.
And you're enjoying them for a short period of time.
I guess I just don't think of my sex toys as having. I mean, I joke around about them having a name or whatever, but I don't like make out with them and
but if you could and they actually were human, you would have a more enjoyable experience with that toy.
I don't know. know. It just seems weird to call people
Yeah,
sex
well,
toys.
you know, now that I'm saying this out loud, I kind of agree with what you're saying, but it's like, but it was a good way to just kind of describe it as just like you have all these different types of toys that you're playing with, and this is hi, my name's Matt. I'll be your toy for the evening, but I can look subconsciously and go. And you could look internally and say, okay, that I'm going to be playing with this person tonight, and then tomorrow I won't be.
Yeah.
Or someone else.
So you think I'm thinking too deep, thinking too hard
Oh yeah,
about it?
yeah. I'm not talking about putting humanity in your toys. I'm talking about just the fact that you're looking at someone as they're not. Maybe this is where I'm going with this. That you're not looking for them as a relationship. You're not looking for them as a connection of falling in love with anything like that, or. In the fact that the person was even asking this conversation was because she was concerned about jealousy issues. And so if you're looking at it like that person is your play toy for the evening, and that's it. That's all they are. You don't have to worry about the jealousy issues. You don't have to worry about is my wife going home with someone else? No, she's going home with me. That I'm just going to be playing with this person like you'd play with a toy for the evening.
Well, and we've said this many times. Everybody's journey here is totally different. Some people don't want to make connections with people, and some people want lifelong friendships. And so I suppose if you were someone who didn't want to have like those deeper connections, you would think of it that way.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I could think of it that way with people that you have deeper connections to. I mean, we have a lot of people that I would consider friends that we have played with as well, and I love them to death. They're great friends of mine. I enjoy talking to them. I enjoy having conversations with them. But when we're having sex, I mean, that's all it is the sex. I mean, it's good sex because I'm connecting with them.
So you're saying that, like, for the next 5 hours, you're my play toy, and then my sex toy.
Right.
And then once I finish, like, you become my friend again.
Just switch the knob. Yeah. But I don't know if I would word it that way.
That's probably good. You'd probably get less action.
Yeah, that sounds a little cold. It sounds a little cold, but does it make sense?
I get what you're saying. I get where you're coming from, but I still personally could never refer to a partner of mine as my sex toy.
Okay, this is what I want you to do. Okay, next time you're playing with somebody, say, is it okay if I just envision you as my sex toy for an hour?
I'm not going to do that, because what if they say no and I really wanted to fuck them?
Well, they're not going to say no.
I don't want them to be turned off and walk away.
If you went up to a guy and you said, I want you to be my sex toy, like, look right in the camera right there and say,
oh my God.
For an hour, I guarantee if you did that to the camera, you would have numerous people responding with, yes, I will gladly be your sex toy for an hour. You don't have to even know my name. You can call me whatever you like. Right? You think that would happen?
Yes.
Yes, exactly.
But I'm not saying I want that.
Okay, all right. You can say that all you want. I don't know. Okay, well, that lends us to the next part of our conversation. Right. Considering we didn't really solve that one. No. But it's good, something to talk about. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah. What do you think? Would you call your partner a sex toy?
Or do you think of them as a sex toy?
Yeah.
Because that's as far as you go.
Right.
Yeah. Anyway, the next part of our conversation was we wanted to talk about timing issues. So we've actually had a dry spell of playing for a while, and then for the last few months we've been pretty busy. We've been playing catch up. Yeah. And the dry spell, there was a lot of things going on in the world, and now people are woohoo. But we have noticed a couple of times that our speeds are very different. And we're not talking about our speeds of how we connect with a couple. We're talking about the speeds of the actual sex.
In the playroom.
In the playroom. So I can think of one time where there was a woman that you were playing with a gentleman and I was playing with a woman, and she enjoyed the pre-sex part, the foreplay, so much that I just wanted to keep doing the foreplay, and I was just doing the foreplay for a long time. By the point that you were just about finished having sex with a gentleman, and I was just finishing foreplay. I mean, it was a huge difference in time.
Right.
And it became kind of awkward when you guys are finished and we had just started the actual sex thing. What do you think is the solution for situations like that?
I mean, as the person who's sitting there waiting, I think that, and I'm sure I'm going to get a lot of shit out there for this, but I think that when you're playing in the same room, you have to be conscious of the other people and, not play for an hour after they've already finished. It just feels, and I don't think this is the right word, but it feels rude.
Rude, okay. All right.
I mean, in a way it is. It's like, sometimes I feel like the partner that I have can be maybe a little self-conscious because they're like apologizing to me, like, sorry, I didn't go that long. And I'm like, no, I'm good. Like, I had a great time. I wasn't ever, like, I'm not complaining at all.
Yeah.
But it can make them feel like something, like I let her down or whatever. Okay. So there's that. And then, just trying to quietly have a conversation while you're still going at it, so that we're not distracting you. But what are we supposed to do? Just sit there and twiddle our thumbs the whole time, So when you're playing in the same room, it is difficult to figure out the timing. And I personally, my answer is, whoever is going longer needs to find a gracious way to tap out and, say maybe we can continue this another time or something like that. Okay. I can't imagine any partner, like if I was going, with someone and they were going on forever and you two were doing whatever and one of us tapped out graciously as that, as I was saying, I can't imagine my partner or myself being like, those fucking assholes or anything. Like, nobody's going to get mad at that situation. Right. But yeah, I think just not, not making everyone in the room feel uncomfortable because there's this unevenness. Now, if you're playing separately, that's a different story because you don't know what's going on. That's totally different. This is just when you're in a room together at the same time. It does get awkward. How does it feel for you as the person who's just going and going and going? Do you feel any awkwardness, or have you just blocked everybody out and you're just so focused on your partner?
Awkwardness isn't really the right word. But there is, it definitely is a thought that goes through my head, sure. Like if you've left the room, for example, because you guys are done and you came back to the front or whatever it might be. It's like, obviously, is she okay? Is she mad that I'm still back here? Those thoughts do of course are going to run through my head. But I think we know each other well enough that we kind of know what we're thinking. But it's those situations where it's just kind of like, I don't know if. It's a tricky one because from my perspective, I'm enjoying the sex quite a bit, which is why it's going as long as it is. Right. And so is the woman, because all the signals are there that we're enjoying what's going on and we don't really want it to stop. Of course, we also have the considerations of our spouses and being aware of that. Right. And so it's just kind of a tricky thing where it's just like, I guess, where it's just like, just kind of move things forward quicker, even though you don't really want to do that. Right.
Well, and I feel like as the partner that's sitting there, like I have compersion knowing that you're really doing well, everything is working well, you're in the zone, you're having a good time, she's obviously having a good time. And, I don't want to be the one that like stands over you and taps you and is like, because
we have seen that before.
Yeah. But, again, because this is really a sport. This is not, a hobby. This is not, it's, I think it's okay because it's not like you're trying to impress her because you want to marry her. Right. This is a hobby. You are having fun. Game has to be over at some point.
She's a good sex toy. See, now you get it. Now you understand that.
No, I just figured you were going into overtime. So.
Sure. Overtime. Sure. Yeah, didn't want to get a penalty or anything.
No,
okay.
No.
And with that, what do you think of all this?
Yeah, what's your opinion?
Yeah, do you think that there's a time frame where you should just be like, wrap it up, even if you were just enjoying yourself quite thoroughly,
Right.
or do you think that you should just go as long as you can, or is it just because you are enjoying yourself so much?
Yeah.
It's a tricky one. It's a tricky one. And
Let us know in the
please,
comments.
yeah, please comment below. We'd love to hear what you have to say.
Yep.
And with that, make sure that you do go to www.clubsapphire.net. Check out all the amazing events that are happening every single week, numerous
right.
days a week. There's some fantastic events coming up, and
Yep.
are you doing any?
I'm teaching a new class. It's called the Magic Mike class. So it's going to be
Ooh.
more masculine striptease movements.
So this is
I'm
for the
really
guys.
excited. Well, anybody can join, but it is more masculine movement. So it's geared more toward guys.
Okay, and when is that?
That is January 22nd. January 22nd.
That's a Saturday.
It's a Saturday.
So people come
7 o'clock.
before-
So you come before the party, learn some cool dance moves, and then show them off on the dance floor.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So guys
Hopefully
who,
you'll stay for the party and do that.
guys who want to learn some pretty cool strip moves.
Yep.
Because I haven't really heard a class like this.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
this is kind of awesome.
Something I got some feedback from people, and so I'm making it happen for
Perfect.
you.
And that's on the website, www.clubsapphire.net. All right. Anything
All right.
else you want to say?
Nope.
All right. Well, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.